the summer of 2000, the Meredith family experienced our latest secret when my son, Micah, came out. He just announced it and walked out. Didn't give us time to discuss it or anything.
I said, ain't no big deal to me. In my mind, I thought, you don't have to be like me. Don't be like me. Follow your conviction of being gay and just be. But Lydia was not open to it.
I was afraid because I was over the HIV ministry at the church. And I had seen men dying. I had seen boys dying. And I knew that he was at risk. I didn't even think about Dennis and HIV. And that's the strangest thing. I never thought that I could get HIV, but I thought about my baby and HIV.
I hadn't been out of the closet a year, and then I contracted it. I was 20.
I was in Florida, and Dennis calls me, and he tells me that Mike is HIV positive. I took the next plane back to Atlanta, and I was there within a couple of hours. And his dad is crying, I'm crying, his brothers are crying.
He was really scared. I was pretty scared too, but I just felt like in that moment I could tell my brother, we're gonna find a way for this to be okay.
That was one of the most horrific points in my life. But I believed God was gonna save my son.
You know, my mom was like, you're gonna live, you're gonna be okay. Even though that we had medicines and stuff like that, and at that point, I still was thinking, you know, I'm gonna die. It took me about 4 years to where I wanted to live and to where I felt like I can have a good life.
It was a moment of reckoning. My son was living his truth. But for nearly 20 years, Dennis and I had been hiding ours. And now, our kids were having to face the gossip about his double life. The image of our perfect family was cracking.
I started to hear things about my father being promiscuous.
You hear people, they say things like, yeah, your daddy was in the park. I was like, what? What's the park? They be in that bathroom, they be in them bushes. And I'm like, my dad would never go in a park and behind bushes and, you know, stuff like that. So I was shocked about that.
One Sunday, Dennis preached a horrible sermon, and I was sitting next to his mother, and his mother said, now you just look around, whoever he's fucking is right in front of you. The rumor was that Dennis was seeing LeVar, the man he'd begged me to hire as a teacher in the child care center I had been running for a decade. And I called Dennis, and I asked Dennis, was this true? He didn't deny it. He did admit it was true. And I said, how could you do this to me?
And she's very angry because how dare me bring my lover into that school, and that was wrong. That shouldn't have happened.
He had been bringing LeVar in front of my face all of this time, family meals, the church, my house. And he was sleeping with him. I said, I feel like you have hit me with a truck and you just keep running over me with the truck.